for me, I was mindful of the context, and 2020 is supposed to be an Olympic year, and this year the Olympics were supposed to be held in Japan. I have a big spot in my heart for Japan, Japanese culture, and for me that became like the common denominator. It's like, yo, how do I celebrate this kind of theme right now, this thematic? And the way I looked at my rap was, this is world-class rap. This is like Mount Olympian type status, you know what I'm saying? Like this, if rap were in the Olympics, I would be getting, the medal right now. I'll get the hardware. And that became like the inspiration point. So I was talking to Reggie, and I'm like, yo, here's where I'm at with it. This is the inspiration. And he's like, all right. Reggie's like a super chill, calm dude, very pensive. And he's like, yo, I think, what if we flip these Japanese like clothing magazines, these vintage gear magazines? And I was like, tell me more. So he's telling me things to Google search as we're on the phone. He's like, yo, look up Second Magazine, 2ND, Second Magazine. I'm like, all right, cool. I look it up. And he's like, yo, this is it, sir. This is it. And the number 2 was already in it. And he knows this is Soul Controller 2. So he's like, we're going to flip it to SC2. And we're going to have people ask, what does SC2 mean? And that's when you get to like spark a conversation. That's the icebreaker. And I'm like, oh man, this guy's genius. So he's showing me like the layouts, and being that I'm part of this collector culture, sneakers and polo and music, it just tapped in and it aligned so well. And TTK is also a collector in many ways. So that was it. Reggie cooked up a little deck. We jumped on a Zoom call just like this, the 3 of us, and we were off to the races. Reggie walked us through the deck. TTK got it the second he heard it, and that was it. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but me and TTK are both rocking it. It's a little technical difficulties, but the hat, I have this message on the hat that says, I made this crown to commemorate the second installment of the Soul Controller journey. Due to the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo being postponed, I set out to create a symbol for world-class performance that shows that the games must go on. The design contains core elements to my identity, such as heritage, family ties, and collectible culture, which I hope are central to you as well. And remember, this is memorabilia, this is not merch. So treat it as such. Own your narrative and control your destiny. Superbad Solace, Queens, New York. And for me, that one paragraph, just like, it says everything. This isn't for everybody, it's for the heads. And if it connects with you, it's supposed to. And if it didn't, it went over your head, and that's all good. I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah, when he told me, like I said, going back, he sent me the text message back in February, and was like, yo, I got it. It's like the Japanese trade magazines, the fashion magazines. And it was done in my head just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I sent him like the first like mock-up, I sent him one mock-up, and he said that was it. And that was the blueprint for everything else after that, man. It's like, we get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say one thing to him and he understands it. He says one thing to me, or Reggie mentions something, and we get it. You know what I'm saying? It's rare in situations like this right here where everybody's on the same page. You know what I'm saying? He makes me want to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Working with Reg makes me want to, work harder. These guys, I admire Reg for years before I even knew that he was the guy behind this work right here. So being pulled in to collaborate with, Joel, collaborate with Reg, I was just honored, man, and it wasn't a lot of going back and forth, and it wasn't much to explain. It came together. He sent that text message, and that was it. And when he sent me the music, it just enhanced it like tenfold. The ideas just kept rolling and rolling. In fact, we text each other like every day about more ideas, more and more executions. You know what I'm saying?
It's the gift that keeps on giving. That's the way I get text from him at 3 in the morning, like, yo, couldn't sleep. I've been thinking about this. And there's a trust that's just built from our friendship where, like, he'll give me suggestions and I'm like, damn, I can't believe I didn't think about that. You know, this isn't like, yo, go press this button and do this thing. Like, I have blind spots that he sees for me and that Reggie sees for me. And that's why, like, building that unit of trust and people who do things better than you is important, because we wouldn't even be having this conversation if it was just about my raps. It's about the whole package, the whole experience.
One last thing, yo, we got to shout out Rich on Mono and Stereo, man. Like, he put down, he set the soundtrack for all of this right here, man. You know, he's the cook. You know what I'm saying? I added my seasoning. Joel added his. Reg added his, man. But he set the soundtrack up for all of this right here. So all this you've been hearing, just know that you heard him first before you even got to hear Joel. You know what I'm saying? Joel's gonna be like the grand finale. You know, the icing on the cake. Big facts.
And real quick, 1 minute story was, I was working on a completely different album. It was called Paid Family Leave. And I was doing it at the same time when I was out of work, you know, same kind of moment in my life. And I only had one track from Mono and Stereo on that album. And back to that competitive kind of spirit in hip hop, I texted him, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm about to put out this project. You only got one beat on it. I'm just letting you know. Because the last joint, he did every single song. Yo, for what was that? The next 3 hours, he was sending me hundreds of beats. And the stuff I was hearing, I'm like, oh my God, I got to go back to the drawing board. And that's really what sparked Soul Controller 2. I can't do Soul Controller with any other producer. It has to be Rich. It has to be Mono and Stereo, my man Rich. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, TTK.